first of all, regarding the Muskoka Regional Center. Glenn, Mr. Davies, myself, and Mr. Lucas, along with District Chair Klink and Commissioner Hastings and CAO Julie Stevens, we did have our first meeting with the province on Friday to get some sense about the applicants that have come forward, and I will assure you that there are applicants. The problem we have is that we need a whole lot more detail before we can really give valued input into the selection process. So we have we actually sent them back to get more detail around the proposals that are coming forward to them. They have, as you remember, February 24th was the deadline, and they did receive a number of applicants but it was sparse detail to us that made it very difficult for us to give them any meaningful feedback. So we're in the process of they're doing that, and we're setting up a secondary meeting to look in more detail into those proposals. But some of them certainly look very interesting, and I can't share the details at this point in time with you about those. But good news is there are several that have come forward, significant proposals to Infrastructure Ontario, and ultimately for district and the town to give feedback and input into the decision around that. So Mr. Davies or Mr. Lucas, is there anything further you feel we should mention at this point in time? Does that cover it? Yeah. Okay. We'll definitely keep you posted. Really, I wish I could say more at this point, because we were hopeful that we would have more details, but it just wasn't enough. And we really did get into it with them about the importance of getting more information from the proponents, so we clearly understand what the impact is on the community with those proposals. So stay tuned. We'll be definitely back to you on that. One of the ones that you should be aware of, those that may have been watching some of the information at District Council, is the OPP policing boards across the province now, starting in the new year. The policing boards will be required for OPP and others, but in particular for the OPP. And we had a meeting, Mr. Davies and I attended a meeting with District, who, by the way, will be taking the lead on this with regard to developing a board that and there's certain duties. I'll forward to you the report that District put out with regard to this. I'll forward to all of you so you can have a look at it. It does have some ramifications for policing the OPP, and we'll see those actually come into effect in the new year. But there's a lot of detail that needs to be ironed out once again before they actually get implemented. But it is mandated and it is required that they will be in place in 2022. I believe I'm correct in that, Mr. Davies, I think, with regard to that. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll forward you that report. I think it's a very in-depth report from District, and I think it's worthwhile for you to be aware of it, so you are in tune when that does come down the pipe. On tomorrow night, I just wanted to let you all know that we've set up a Zoom meeting with all of the association presidents. You may recall that in the previous years, I would meet with them twice a year. During this past year, 2020, I didn't meet with them. So tomorrow night, I do have a meeting with them, and we're going to go through a lot of the things that have happened in Gravenhurst over the past year, as well as things that are coming down the pipe. And a couple of ones in particular I want to mention to them is around short-term rental. Mr. Lucas and I have had some discussion last week about that and where we're moving forward with that. And I'll share with you, I'll send to all of you the PowerPoint that I'm sharing with the presidents tomorrow night, so you have it as well. And the other part that I think we need to be really conscious of and share with them tomorrow night is the whole issue about fires. And that they reiterate that with their cottage association, particularly those that are representing cottage associations. Now that we're at a high alert, this always is an issue. I know when I was at the lake, it's constant. People having fires that when they shouldn't have been, and we're getting close. And although there's not a fire ban, we're getting close. So I want to reiterate that with the presidents tomorrow night as well. Is there anything else that you would like me to mention while I think of it? Is there anything else that you want me to reinforce with them when I'm talking to them tomorrow night? Any council input, Councilor Rents?
Yes, I'm going to ask you to put your district hat on and be sure to remind them to visit Engage Muskoka about any bin site changes that are coming up.
Good point.
everything that is up to date can be found at engagemuskoka.ca.
Yep.
So I think that's very important.
Yeah, in particular areas, certainly Kashi Lake, I think, is certainly really concerned about it. I think some of the other places are very concerned as well. That's a good point. I'll make a note
They
of that.
are I know that very many of them are in touch with the district all the time, but I do think that isn't important if you're asking for advice.
Right on. Anything else, Council, that you can think of that you would like me to mention to there'll be about 20, there's typically about 25 on the Zoom meeting tomorrow. So I'm trying to hit a broad swath of individuals. So if you think of something later tonight, let me know. Just email me in the morning. It's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock that I'll be working with them. And finally, we have some very important news and very big news, actually. As Council knows, and the community is aware, we have been in the process of a search for our replacement for Mr. Davies, who's still on the screen there. Mr. Davies will be moving on later this year, and certainly Council has been in the process of moving forward and looking for a replacement for Mr. Davies. And so we began this process in January 2021 with the help of our HR manager, Elaine Harkis-Laird, and the first step in the process was, of course, looking for a search firm that had credibility, understood the area of municipalities, and one that we felt could offer all of us as a council the best advice and support we could have going through the process. That was determined and selected. Waterhouse was the search firm that we selected and has a great deal of experience in Muskoka, in particular, as recent as Bracebridge, doing the CAO there. Also, Seguin Township was also in nearby proximity to Muskoka as well. So, and there are many, many others across Ontario. So they brought a lot of credibility to the position. We did advertise across Canada. In fact, we got applicants from across Canada. We received over 300 individuals interested in the position. So everybody, Mr. Davis, was really interested in the job. So we never really know what kind of traction you will get, but we did have over 300 individuals interested. What we did do through the search firm was narrow that scope down to 30 potential applicants. And from there, we narrowed it down to a list of 8. And from that 8, we had a team of council, which comprised of 4 of us, HR manager and the search firm, to look at the first 8 and interview those first 8. That then got narrowed down to our final interviews of 4 candidates, which we brought forward as agreed to with council and past practice, that council would be involved with the decision making and involved with the interviews for the final candidates. We did go down to 4, and all of council were involved along with HR and the search firm. We did reach an unanimous decision at that interview stage, and I'm very pleased to announce that our very own Mr. Scott Lucas as the incoming CAO to start November 1st, 2021. Scott, could you put on your screen? Congratulations, Scott. We are all very proud of you and did an amazing job, and you definitely showed that you are the right person to move into this position. We're very proud knowing that you know everything that you know about Gravenhurst, and council as a whole all believe that you did an amazing job in the interview, and we all look forward to that. Scott, I'll give you a minute in a minute. But I also wanted to let council know and the community know that as I've been speaking here, the memo went out to all staff. So all staff presently right now, Scott, have received a memo telling them that you are the incoming CAO, and a public press release, media release, has just been released as well. And so the public will be advised of that, not only through streaming today, but through the media release that will go out, has probably gone out as I've been speaking here. So Mr. Lucas, it's an opportunity for you to say a few words, and we do want to congratulate you on your success.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm excited. I don't think describes where my head's at with taking over this position. I know my wife and kids are equally as excited as I am, and I've been told on occasion that I'm quite laid back, and I can assure you this is my excited face. We've obviously got a few months that I look forward to working with Mr. Davies over the next little while to pass the baton, and I very much look forward to doing that, in addition to working with the community, with council, with the great staff that we have here already, and whatever growth we do from that perspective. So I've got an incredible amount of people to thank, and I'm going to spend the next few months doing that. Not the least of which is the mayor, the selection committee, and all of council. It was a very thorough and transparent process. Glenn, of course, for his leadership over the last several years, and in any mentorship that has been provided to me along the way. And I look forward to again spending a lot of time passing the baton over the next few months, and of course the team here across the board for supporting me in getting here. So wouldn't be here without them. And I think with that, Mr. Mayor, I'll leave it there. I've got like I say, a lot of thanking to do over the next little while, and I'm feel very fortunate and grateful, and I really look forward to diving in here at some point in the next little while. So thank you.
Congratulations, Scott. And I know that councillors will probably be on the phone, if they haven't been already, to congratulate you. And I don't know whether any councillor wants to make any comment at this point in time, whether I covered it off, but feel free if you would like to make a comment at this point. Okay, Councillor Rentz.
Well, I don't want to not. I mean, right. I just want to, obviously, Scott, glad to have you. I think we all know you, and I think that's a testimony to, the way that you form relationships with all of us. That, I think that has a lot to say for your character, that you could get us all to agree on one thing for sure. So, yeah, congratulations.
Great. Thank you. Okay, I think all the councillors are going to probably have a moment with you at some point in time, Scott. So I'll leave it at saying thank you for accepting, and thank you for moving forward with the future years with Gravenhurst. And on behalf of all of us and the community, congratulations and good luck as we move forward.